worldwide now. So, but we'll start here at 6:30. I figure we'll have some other folks that will come in here, and we'll get started at the class at that time. So I'll be back in just a minute. I'm going to step out for 1 second. Anita, where are you from? Okay, very good. Yeah, remember. Just might be the two of you tonight, and that's okay. Just as long as folks can go back and find it, so if necessary. And the one thing I put in my email to you guys is that I don't know if it will come to you in a broadcast or how you can get it at this point in time. You can see at the bottom right hand that I've got this labeled as MELS 603 Legal Framework Church and State, just going to cover what our chapters. But and so you might be able to find it on YouTube, but I will find out tomorrow when I talk to Mr. Quisenberry from Mount Airy exactly how I can direct you to get these after we leave. And at the worst case situation, we might have to I might have to have you in a Google circle of mine somehow developed just for the class, and that way I can share it with you because it'll upload on my Google Plus PowerPoint. All right. Well, my time is flying by here on here, so we're gonna get started in less than 1 minute, and we're gonna have to go as fast as we can, I guess, till I no longer have power. Okay, it's 6:30, and welcome to tonight's class. This is our my first Google Hangout with y'all, and hopefully we can continue. I do know that I might have some issues that pop up on Mondays, a Monday or Wednesday every once in a while because of board meetings. We're actually in budget talks right now with our county commissioners, and so I don't know if you're even familiar with we had a lawsuit last year in Union County with county commissioners. We won a $91 million lawsuit, but there's a lot of time that goes into preparing for these meetings, and we're trying to work out a budget with the Board of County Commissioners and the Board of Education, and so there's a lot of, but it's a good thing. We're having a lot of discussions and talks right now, and so one of the things you ought to be doing this year too, this summer, is to really kind of follow the budget process in your own district. It's a legal matter, and in itself, it has to follow specific statutes, guidelines, and one of them is that the superintendent has to submit her budget by a certain time. The board has to submit their budget by a certain time, and then it's county manager, the county commissioners, and so. And then you have a mediation process after that if there's no agreement, and potentially a legal court situation that may take place after that. And as we get into the class, I'll talk to you more about what happened last year, because it was a 9-week court case that we went through, and so I was lucky enough not to have to be the one to have to get on the stand, because I didn't deal with those particular matters, but I very familiar with what some of the aspects of the whole mediation in the court case. So we'll get that. Anyway, tonight I want to just be here to answer any questions that you have regarding the legal framework, church and state, or the academics that you might see. Everybody's done a great job. This is my first time ever doing an online class, and the one thing I've already seen in the online class is that timeliness of getting work in is fantastic. So I was very pleased to see those discussion boards already completed. And then I want to have a conversation with you about if there's any questions about evidence 3 that I can help you with, 3C, because that's due next week. So we'll start off with legal framework, church and state, academic. Are there any questions, thoughts, concerns, or anything you just want to bring to our attention?
What was the third question that you posted in your not your PowerPoints, but your YouTube video? We were supposed to cite at least one school board policy that deals with instruction, and what was the other thing that we were supposed to do?
Either one school board policy deals with instruction, and either one state statute under 115C- or one chapter 115C.
Okay.
And probably easier is to go look at the state board goals, state board policies. Just look up North Carolina State Board of Education, and they'll take you there, and you can get onto their policies. And that's probably the easiest way to go to do that versus trying to look at the state statutes. But if some folks might be interested in going and look at the state statutes, that's okay too.
All right.
Okay, we've got another person coming in here. Any other questions regarding state statutes? Kelsey, your mic looks like it's muted. I don't know if you know that or not. But we do have a chat if you need to ask questions.
Okay, I think I just unmuted it.
Oh, there you go. Hey, Kelsey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So we're just talking tonight about any kind of questions they have on the chapters read, and then evidence 3, and so right now we're on the chapters you read. I also said that this is not going to be that long a broadcast because I've got 34 minutes of power according to this thing here. So
okay.
I figured my first test run will do a short one, and then it'll be broadcast.
Okay.
Other questions? I mean, it's pretty simple stuff. I hope you understand. I hope the videos, did they come through okay for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
They were great for me.
I mean, it took me 3 times to do the third video because it wouldn't record for some reason. I thought it was recording. Anyway, well, if you have any questions, that'd be fine. Just shoot them my way. If you have any things that pop up, I find in a law class that there's a lot of scenarios, and I don't know whether having an online law class is going to minimize, so to speak, those scenarios that people usually bring up in a regular class. So certainly these lessons, the 2 Google Hangouts we'll do per week, if there's anything that pops up that you kind of want to know, because if you're, I mean, are all 3 of you looking to be assistant principals at some point in time, or? What direction are you looking at?
I actually, you go ahead, sorry.
No, you go for it.
No, no, go ahead, I promise.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I am looking more to be more on like the curriculum and instruction side. I'm a math teacher, and so I really like the administrative side, but not necessarily, an administrator of a school, more administrative over like math curriculum or curriculum in general at like the central office level.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's still these things are pertinent to
Right.
in those types of roles. That's an educational leadership role. It's just a specific thing.
Absolutely.
So, okay, very good. And Anita, you just wrote on here, state board site only has evaluation instruments and data collection. No, those are not the policies I'll talk about. I'll see if I can go in there and find it for everybody and just send it out in an email. So thank you for looking, Anita.
I actually am a curriculum facilitator at this point, and I had to go back to school to get my administrative degree for that.
Okay.
And then next they are changing my position again. I'm going to be the balanced literacy specialist, so I'll be in charge of just literacy at the primary level and getting that instruction done. So, and I agree with Kelsey. I would like to eventually be over curriculum policies and things like that for elementary level.
Okay, very good. And Anita, you want to be an administrator one day. If you're academic coach, and that you have to know your system. You have to know which is the best way to get to that route. And she's saying that she needs to be an academic coach first. Understand that. Well, the one nice thing about this is that you have, once you get the degree, is you have options. And it may be today you want to do this, and tomorrow you want to be something else. I had no intentions of being a principal when I went into teaching. I grew up with a father as a band director. My mom was also a teacher, health occupations teacher. Had no intentions of ever doing it, but after about 7 years, I had a change of heart, and I've enjoyed and loved my administrative career that I've had for the last many years. So, and it just happened to keep moving up a little bit. I think I'm as far as I want to go. I don't know about being the superintendent, but anyway. So the legal aspects, all that is important. And so even if you're just a teacher, I mean, learning the law, this information here is more than you will have received probably in your undergrad. I remember I had 2 hours of undergrad in law on torts, and that was it. So. And I don't think it's enough, to be honest with you. I think y'all should, you really need almost a semester-long class just for law. Forget the finance part. That's another semester. But we do it, and we do it in the summer at that. It's an abbreviated schedule, but we'll be okay. Just y'all doing the right thing. You're looking through your resources here. Use that Google Scholar that I keep talking about to help you and really take all this in. This is probably, if you do go into administration of any sort, I think this is probably the most important class as far as common sense class for you to have of any of the classes you'll take, because this is what legal and finance is what can send you to jail. Legal and finances can what keep you out of trouble. So that's important things to know. Whatever. Okay, so let's go ahead. It says my time is flying here, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up for you the slide. Excuse me. I'm going to give you a screen share of. Okay, so everybody should be able to see on here the. Oh no, that's wrong. That's the art. That's not what I want. Okay, screen share. Well, I have it here. All right, let's see if I can get that now. Here we go. Everybody should be able to see at this point in time the component 3C. And so we're talking about, you're looking at your community involvement, you're looking at your stakeholder involvement project evidence 3, and it's 3C specifically. So this is related to the financial part of this course, resource allocation, identification, And so the things that I'm going to be looking for, I mean, all these evidences are a little bit different, and this particular evidence builds upon itself as you go from emergent to developing to proficient. In other words, the things that are in emergent are also in all 4 areas up to accomplished. And then from there's an additional item under developing, and it's also, you see that same thread throughout the rest of them, and so it just kind of builds on itself. So you're looking to have something proficient at least where that you're developing a plan that has short-term goals, has long-term goals. It also identifies the fiscal, which is the financial, and the human resources necessary to pull off your stakeholder plan. And so you're trying to look at what are the short-term goals for the financial needs for your plan, what are the long-term financial, and the same with human resources. And the proficient, to get to the proficient, you have to understand the physical and human resources necessary to achieve that. You work with others. That's your PLC to develop that plan, and then the third part for proficient is works with others to determine further needs that result in a visual assessment of your needs. So you're basically providing not only something in writing, but maybe some kind of a visual as to what your needs are. Maybe it's a chart that's showing what the long-term goals are and the financial part of it. So that is what's in the handbook, and then I'm going to exit here and see what questions that you might have regarding that, if you have any.
I don't have any.
You don't have any. You feel good about Kelsey, about that particular evidence?
Yeah, I think so. I've been looking at it and kind of starting to get all my stuff together just to, get ready and actually write it all up, and kind of like collaborating with the administration and people at school asking questions. So, yeah, I think I'm okay.
What's your stakeholder area that you're working on?
It was like I was talking about literacy. Hold on, I had it open.
And if everybody can kind of give me some feedback on that, I'd like to kind of get an idea of what you're doing.
I was gonna actually open it up while I was sitting here. Let's see.
While you're looking up, Emily, do you have any questions?
No, it's just getting it completed by the 3rd.
Okay. Well, I'll be honest with you guys. I mean, those are the dates. There's a lot to get done in this semester. I mean, it's just a short, compacted semester. I'm very flexible. I'm very, very flexible with this stuff. Okay. But I think you're better off trying to stay on your time frame as much as possible, because the further you delay it, you're up against the wall for the next assignment. But if you have to go a couple days beyond that, I'm gonna work with you. All I want you to do is to get it done and have it done right for you to complete it, and so I can provide you some feedback. It gets a little challenging for me if somebody gets way behind and I'm trying to balance out watching what's due now versus what's due, 5 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, and making sure that I give timely feedback. But I'm going to work with you. What are you working on with your project?
Well, we didn't have a PTO in the past couple of years. It kind of fell apart. So a big thing is really working on that community involvement piece and getting those parents and those community members back in our building, because we haven't had that. And so that is something that we've really been working on and trying to, get that going. So.
Okay, so you're going to want to look at, obviously, your staff, your current staff, and what can they do to promote it? What can they do to maybe be involved with it? Maybe, PTA is parents and teachers. Maybe you can do some encouragement to have the teachers join somehow. Maybe there's something that can be done at the school to provide just a boost to those teachers, from your principal. Leadership is a big thing there. Your principal's got to be about 100% behind, and I'm sure that they are and leading it, but that's one thing. Then marketing is another big thing with that. Have a marketing plan. That could be your visual that you put together. Maybe it's a brochure about joining the PTA. What are the advantages of having being a member of the PTA? And so that when you deal with marketing, then you got to deal with there's a cost to putting a brochure together and getting the word out. Communication regarding if you have Connect Ed. Communication with email on your web pages, all sorts of things like that would be very helpful. That's a great thing to work on this summer. So that's a good one.
Yeah, it's been hard not having that. So the staff, the community have really got to work harder to bring it back together.
Cool. All right, and
I do have a question. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I was sitting here looking more in detail at some of this. Is there a particular the long-term goals versus the short-term goals that we defined in 3B? Is there a particular short-term or long-term that we should focus on more? Does it really matter?
Yes, at the 3B you had to, let me pull that back up here real quick.
It all starts running together in my head too.
Oh, I understand. 3B,
because mine was kind of all about the recommendations I had made were about communication, and they all kind of centered around communication, but some of my, short-term wise, there are some things we could do, that we could put into place to help communication pretty quickly, but also there are some more extensive measures that we could take over long-term.
And real briefly, we're talking about communication with your parents, communication. What is the goal here? Is it about communicating with the parents so that they're involved, or is it about because this is a stakeholder engagement. Stakeholders are doing things.
Right, yeah, to communicate with the parents, so not only do parents know what's going on, but so that then they can become a part. Because our issue is we need parents to know what's going on, because if they don't know what's going on, then they surely can't be involved and take kind of responsibility.
So I see two goals here for you. Not really. The communications is a way to get to your goal. It's not really your goal, in my opinion.
Okay.
Your goal is probably one of two things, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. One is involvement at home with their child.
Right.
Participating and doing things to help read to the children, if it's elementary school, whatever it is.
Right.
And the other part is communication with them to be a part of the school, to come to events at nighttime, to help with the PTA, to help whatever. So that's really, you might want to go back and tweak your 3B later on. I think that's your goal, and your medium at which you're going to achieve that's going to be your communication.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So when you're looking at when you get into the resource allocation, you're not going to be, your resource allocations is going to be the use of communication to achieve this, but really it's what are the resources to get parents involved with their children or at home, or what are the resources to get parents involved at school. And again, I kind of like brochures, marketing, all that costs money. It takes people to do it. You need leadership. And so you could have I'm sitting here, I'm trying to do something visually. You're doing a site-based plan, you have your goal. And so your goal is what we just said it was going to be as far as getting them involved. Then your strategies for doing that would be communication. Communication via Connect Ed, communication via brochure, communication, and doing that. And then what's it going to take? What people are needed what dollars are needed to make each one of those strategies work, and then when do you want it to achieve that particular, complete that particular strategy. That's how I would do it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and what you can do, Kelsey, is kind of go through when you're, and all of you, look at what your school improvement plans say or how it's written out, and that's really, your goals are broad. They're very large types of things, and your strategies should be the next thing, and then that could help you in developing any of these plans.
Okay.
Okay. Anita, go ahead, Emily.
I'm sitting here thinking, just kind of like from listening to her, that I may need to go back and look at my 3B and 3A and think about really changing some of those things, because they don't really fit with this as well as they should. So.
Yeah, I mean, goals, yeah, people tend to get caught up in communication or a lot more strategies on this particular one. So you can shoot me an email and give me your ideas of what you're looking at, and I can certainly tell you that maybe you need to, maybe look a little bit different way. I'm not telling you to scrap any of that. I don't want you to scrap it.
Yeah.
You probably have good stuff in there. You probably just want to add to it, amend it, or change the verbiage slightly. It's not going to be that much to do.
Okay.
Anita, do you have any questions? Oh, wait, here we go. Should I use my recommendations from 3B to develop 3C and 3A? Okay, you said got it. Yeah, you can do that. And again, if you have any questions about what that is, I probably need to have everybody, I need to send this out an email too, is that when you send me your 3C, you've all done 3A and 3B, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm going to need to see those 3As and 3Bs to help guide you. I don't think I can just read 3C and get it. So I'm going to send that email out, and as long as everybody's got it, we shouldn't be in bad shape. Okay, I got about 14 minutes on here, which probably equates to about 5 minutes. Any other questions that you got? Okay, and probably the main questions for everybody else who gets this, it would be something similar. But the folks that are watching this after this broadcast, you certainly can send me an email with any questions. You can call me. You've got my cell phone number. I'll be happy to take your phone call and try to answer the question here. And Anita, you've got the question. So my goal was to increase parent involvement in PTA. Parent involvement in PTA. Yeah, it's getting there. It's kind of like Emily's. The same type of thing. You're really wanting to increase PTA involvement so that your parents are able to help their children, or you're able to have probably raise more funds to help the kids. That's really ultimately where your goals are going to. But you're on the right track. But that's it. Any last questions?
No, this has been really helpful though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks.
Thanks, and I hope my Google skills will improve over time, and we'll try to just do it a couple nights a week for about an hour or so, and like I've done, first time will be you have the content that's still needed, the law and the finance, and then of course what else is needed so you can get your work done to get your degree. So I'll be here, and so thank you for coming tonight, and y'all have a great night.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.